Hello and welcome to SaltWire today for Tuesday, April 18th. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Today marks 3 years since the mass shooting in Portapique, Nova Scotia that claimed the lives of 22 people and an unborn child. These are the victims that lost their lives after a gunman went on a shooting rampage on April 18th, 2020 into April 19th before he was shot dead by police. The community has not planned any special commemorative events for the 2 days. Government buildings like Province House here in Halifax lowered flags to half-mast to remember the victims. Moments of silence were held across the province, including Halifax transit buses pulling over at noon to honor those impacted by the massacre. A statement from the Prime Minister today read in part, "In the aftermath of this attack, Canadians across the country united in grief and solidarity. We showed who we are as Canadians by holding vigils to honor the victims and coming together to offer support to those impacted. As we continue to honor those who died, I'm inspired by the strength and resilience I've seen from families, survivors, and all Nova Scotians." The anniversary falls just a few weeks after the Mass Casualty Commission released its final report. The Shore Club in Hubbard's has won an application to expand the outdoor patio. This comes after Neighbours lost their appeal for the outdoor expansion of the Shore Club. At the Northwest Community Council meeting Monday night, the motion for the appeal was voted down. That means the Shore Club owners can expand their dining patio and outdoor serving space past the setbacks outlined in the land use bylaw. The municipality received 4 letters from neighboring property owners who were opposed, mainly concerned with traffic, parking, noise, and garbage. Owners of the club say the outdoor expansion was something their customers have been requesting for a while. A recent fire has caused significant damage to the Waegwoltic Club in Halifax. Firefighters were called to the WAG around 11:45 Friday night and could see something was burning as they rolled up. Halifax Fire says the rear deck of the building was on fire.
Well, having a fire like this is going to have a big impact on our operations. We have been meeting with the staff and with the insurance representatives. It looks as if we'll be able to use some satellite outlets over the next month, whether we're going to have open, and we want to be functionally running by the long weekend in May when we can get up here and open up the pools. The tennis courts should be open towards the end of this month or early in May.
Officials say it appears to have started in a workshop in the basement of the building and extended through a window and spread to the deck. There was also some damage inside the building. Crews were there until 3 a.m. putting out hot spots.
Fire looked like it broke out in the maintenance area down in the lower level. It's extensively damaged. That's an area where it's the nexus for our heating and electrical and water and plumbing.
No one was at the property at the time of the fire, and there were no injuries. Fire investigators were on scene Monday morning trying to determine the cause. One man and his wife operated a small chocolate shop in Massachusetts. They recently relocated to Halifax in the summer of 2022. The couple wanted to restart their chocolate company and surround it with specialty food items, which they did here on Robert Street in the North End. The company is called Whim Chocolates. The store is called Frabjous Delights, which means fair, fabulous, and joyous.
We've done things in the past like We've made a horchata chocolate. We've made a tiger tail chocolate, which is orange and licorice. We've used kumquat in chocolate. We've used cherry blossom mochi. Right now we have 8 great flavors. We have a pina colada. We have a dark and stormy. We have a matcha and almond. We have a maple walnut, a cardamom and coffee, a pineapple and lime, a mango habanera, and a brandy cherry.
The couple wanted to carry things that they love and that they can't find in Halifax.
So in that category, we have things like lakrids, which is a licorice from Denmark, and we also have tea towels from France, from a company called Le Jacquard Français. From our customers, we brought in a shortbread from the UK, Duchy Originals, which is King Charles's line of shortbreads, and we've also brought in a salad dressing called Garlic Expressions.
Marshall Parker says another line they want to carry is supporting local, some of which they already do. It's time now for a glimpse of today's Thinking Out Loud with Sheldon McLeod. Today, Sheldon is speaking with the MLA for the Portapique area, Tom Taggart.
you say helping towards healing by coming together and showing resilience. And I think that's an important key. And I think that's part of the challenge, is helping people through something to build resilience to something that's unimaginable. Yep.
Well, I used that word unimaginable a lot of times back then, but if you'll allow me, Sheldon, I just kind of, it's on everybody's mind, right? And last few days, and Build-Up Project and the Community Spirit Award in Portapique certainly speaks for itself. It's great stuff, and it shows the resilience of that community. The community build-up in Portapique and their challenge has made them really, really strong as a community. And I think there's some work for me to do, and others. I'm going to talk to our local county councillor about that as well, to try and bring that back along the shore too, because not to diminish anything, but a lot of people that didn't live in the village called Portapique, that's only about 2 miles long, pretty impacted by this too. So I'm going to kind of try to go to work at that a little bit, yeah.
And for Sheldon's full conversation, head to the opinion section of SaltWire.com. Time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire, presented by Scott Squires.
The Toronto Blue Jays have got kind of a new building. Major renovations to the Rogers Centre took place in the offseason, and you may have seen a lot of pictures going around on social media, videos during the broadcast as well. And I'm really pleased to be joined by Andrew Paris. Andrew is the coach lead for Equity, Diversity, Inclusion, and Mentorship for the Canadian Sport Institute Atlantic. Andrew, thanks for being here. What was it like actually being in the Rogers Centre and witnessing those renovations firsthand?
Thanks for having me, Scott. It was actually more cool than I thought it would be. It's really turned the Rogers Centre into more of a social gathering. Of course, going into the ball games, always social, always hanging out with your friends. But now, I think with the renovations, they really did a great job with encouraging everyone to take in the social aspect, go to different parts of the center during the ball game, and really take it in with your buddies on top of watching some great baseball.
For my full conversation with Andrew, you can click on the video tab at saltwire.com and visit our SaltWire YouTube channel. In Halifax, I'm Scott Squires for the Atlantic Sports Wire.
Thank you, Scott. On to weather now to see what's coming up in the forecast. We're going to check in now with our weather specialist, Alistair Alders.
Thanks, Kate. Well, it was a soggy morning here in Halifax. Now, early this afternoon, we still did have some clouds and fog, but overall conditions were improving. And overall, the weather trend will continue to improve, but we could be dodging a few showers by this time tomorrow. This evening, it will be mainly clear. We'll see the temperature near 8 degrees and starting near 5 degrees on our Wednesday morning with a mix of sun and cloud. Now, into the afternoon, it will become cloudy. We'll have some sunny periods, but a chance of showers developing along a trough of low pressure that will cross the region. We'll see the high in the afternoon near 11 degrees, likely a bit cooler along parts of the coast, and maybe a degree or two warmer further inland. Now, as I mentioned, the weather trend will be improving. We have a great stretch of weather on the way Thursday right through to early next week. Lots of sunshine in the forecast. I guess the only downside to this trend, I know we look forward to the nice weather for outdoor activities, but we do need a bit more rain. Today's wasn't enough, and as I mentioned yesterday, there hasn't been very much late season snowfall. It has been very dry, so this pattern with little rainfall in the forecast will allow it to become dry again. So we do need to keep a very close eye on the forest fire index. But overall, a fairly nice stretch of weather on the way for Halifax. Kate.
Thank you, Alistair. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to saltwire.com, and you can find us on social media. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.